You will. Okay. So as we begin, just coming onto your mat and making sure you have whatever supports you need around you, remembering we're in a back care class. And so we're learning to care for our bodies, care for our backs, and we're in yoga. So it's union of body and mind. We're very conscious and aware of how we move and nurture our bodies. So as you come onto your mat, I invite you to land, to be present, to look around and see what's here, to breathe in this moment, and to see the colors and the textures of this day. And taking a deep breath in, and take your arms overhead, stretch them up, breathe out, open them wide, and then just listen to what's here, what's around you, the sounds in this space. And then taking a deep breath in, take the arms with you overhead. Really stretch and find some space for your diaphragm, space to breathe, not only in your body, but in your life by coming to your mat. And then just tuning into the feel of your body, the feel of the breath in your body. And with just a little slight smile at the corners of your lips, which gives lovely messages to your whole nervous system. Feeling the breath rise up the spine, come right up to the midbrain, and the out breath flow back down the spine until you feel it right at the base of the body. So the breath flowing up and down the spine. And rather than make that linear, have a sense of the breath flowing like a figure eight, this lovely flow, or a circle, whichever works best for you. The in breath making the spine tall, expanding the belly. The out breath flowing down the spine and the whole body settling with the out breath. And as you breathe in that way, I'll read you our quote this week from Tara Brach. She says, clearly recognizing what is happening inside us and regarding what we see with an open, kind, and loving heart is what I call radical acceptance. Clearly recognizing what is happening inside us and regarding what we see with an open, kind, and loving heart is what I call radical acceptance. And she teaches that this radical acceptance, and indeed all of Buddhist psychology does, is quite transformative when we stop fighting what is and just see it with clear eyes, allow it, open our hearts to it. Doesn't mean it has to stay this way. But when we drop the resistance, then we move into a place where new opportunities open up. And so I invite you to bring your hands to your heart and feel the open, kind, loving heart that you have. And choose a way of being with what is throughout your practice today. This is what my body is like today. This is this day. This is my life. I meet it with an open, kind, loving heart. Or maybe there's some other quality that allows you to feel radical acceptance of what is. And repeat that to yourself. Feel that in your body. And then take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, I invite you to come to standing for our activation. So just start a little tap, feeling your feet on the ground and opening and closing your hands. And then circling your wrists. And then circling your elbows. A bit African. And then bringing the arms up, sorry, just bringing the shoulders back. Do another round of that and try to make it really luscious. And then the arms come fully around. If that's not right for your shoulder, then just keep the arms down and keep moving the shoulders in that way. And just one side. And step a little bit wider. And the other side. And then we're going to take the arms across the body. Then across into a twist. And then in two little circles to the side. Big circles, actually. So you can align that walking with two circles and two steps. Get your brain warmed up. And come to center. And really tap and bring those feet up. Feel the ground beneath you. And then shake out the arms and shoulders. Let something go. Whew. And give everything a little shake. Well done. And then standing in Tadasana, the mountain pose. Feeling the ground beneath you as you take your right arm across and over into a long extension. Breathe in and breathe out as you settle into the extension. Breathe in and extend. And really press the big toes down to hold yourself here with deep, strong roots. And feel that opening up the side body. And you're keeping this as strong or as gentle as you need to for your body today. And then let the hands float down, come up the center of the body and stretch yourself as long as you can towards the sky. Give a little wiggle to your hips, maybe a little figure eight. If blood pressure is an issue, you'd be keeping your hands lower, but still giving this wiggle. And then coming up onto your toes, little ballerina steps. Feel the strength in your toes and breathe out. Stay on your toes if you can as you bring your arms down. Roll the shoulders back. And then we're going to take the arms out to the side, palms turned up. And then it's as if you're in wonder of what this day brings as you turn and look all around you, staying on your tiptoes, looking around, taking in with wonder and delight and this open-heartedness. Breathe in and then breathe out. Let the heels float down. Beautiful. Arms come out to the side. This is our chance to let go of something. And with this radical acceptance Tara Brach talks about, maybe it's the resistance. What if today I stopped resisting and started flowing? If I stopped closing to what is and started opening, what might that bring? What would I have to let go of? Often it's expectations or past beliefs. And then the hands float down. Roll the shoulders back. This is that open-hearted movement that helps to bring that energy we're talking about into the heart space. And you can feel as you squeeze behind the shoulder, between the shoulder blades behind the heart, that there is strength in this as well as we open the heart. It's a beautiful, strong feeling when the heart is open. And then let the arms relax. And you can feel the difference here when I'm talking about this. So let your shoulders slump, close down the heart. Feel what it's like to stand in this way. I would wager for most of you, this doesn't feel like a very powerful, confident place to be. But when we roll those shoulders back and stand with this long spine and the heart open, then there's a strength, a courage, a confidence in your stance. Beautiful. So now take the arms up and turn into a twist. Feet stay where they are. Breathe in. Check that your feet are hip width apart. And we're in back care. So if a strong twist isn't working for you today, keep this nice and soft. And then step with it if that feels all right. So stepping towards the side you're twisting. We've been here before. The lovely familiar movement that is one of the main ones for your toolbox for looking after your back. So easy to do anytime. Breathe. This can be a good one if you've been driving a lot or sitting. Just stand up and do a few twists. Get out of your seat. Come back to center. Let the arms float down. And this is going to be our first place to explore. But first, bring your hands to your lower back. Squeeze the elbows together. Feel this open-heartedness. Lift the sternum. Look towards the sky, just gently on the neck. And then breathe out and come down into a forward fold. This might just be halfway for you, supported on the knees, or it might be fully there. Feel into your own back. And then breathe in, uncurl. Support the back and lift. But then I'm going to give you some other options. So as you come down into forward fold, you may just like to stay here and sway. You may just like to come to a tabletop and roll those shoulders back. Feel the strength in this. And then flow back down, flowing all the way to the sky. You might like to lift your arms to the sky. Maybe that opening feels good. Or bring the hands behind and interlace the fingers and lift the heart and draw the shoulder blades together. Maybe release that to come to a forward fold, or maybe hang on to it as you lift the arms to the sky. Maybe that feels good. Or with the arms released in the fold, you may find some other heart opening ways, but we're going to explore this with a little bit of music. It's our first place for Sahaja, just feeling in to what feels good for you. So what we're doing in this is alternating between some sort of heart opening, lengthening posture and your forward fold. So take the time to feel into your own body. What would feel nice? Maybe it's twisting, maybe it's just the upward salute and forward fold again and again. Maybe it's that hand supporting the back. These two movements combined, forward folding and then opening the heart, are so powerful. To see what that feels like for you. Really close your eyes and tune into your own body. What would feel nice here? Maybe for you it feels nice just to rest in a forward fold. Maybe for you that's not a nice place to be for too long. Maybe you're supporting yourself on your knees. And it's more of a standing cat. Giving yourself the chance to get to know your own body. Well done. And then from there, let yourself come back down into the forward fold, a little sway side to side, and then taking your legs a little bit wider, toes turned out. Rise up and we'll begin our squats. We come down easily. So just as far as it's comfortable, hands come forward as a counterbalance. Give a little shake to your hips, to your glutes. Breathe in, rise up. Breathe out, forward fold. We get the chance to do it again. Feel your glutes engaging as you drop your bottom. Maybe you come a little bit lower now, arms come forward to support you. And then breathe in with strength, rise up, pressing into your feet. And then forward fold. We're going to do this 3 more times. So how low is it comfortable for you? So you're being really kind to knees, to hips, to back, and then press into the feet, rise up. Maybe you're quite high, that's okay. You're going to be getting strength through your hips and preparing them to maybe one day come a little bit lower. Second to last one here, pause a moment, gather your strength through your glutes, and then press into those feet and rise up. And last, forward fold. Interlace the fingers. Come down into your squat, standing squat, low squat, whatever's working for you. And then gather your strength. Feel your quads, feel your glutes. Rise up. And breathe out, open wide. And then give your feet a little shake. Roll the shoulders back and down. And then we'll meet down on the mat. So we're going to start in cat position. And just find a few cat-cows here. And you want to feel energy running up and down your spine. This sense of perhaps golden light, freeing up any sticky parts of the spine. Beautiful. And then tuck your toes under, sit back into child's pose, if that's okay for your knees. Otherwise, stay in cat position. And then we're going to take our hands over to the side. And what we're looking for is this extended arm that's closest to the head, to the ears. Really bring it across, but have the palm flat on the ground. Press both hips equally down and feel that opening. For me, I can feel it right into my armpit, all down my lats as I let my heart relax down. Your head is either looking over your shoulder or down to the earth, whatever's comfortable for your neck. And then walk the hands back, come back into cat position, do 2 cat-cows. Beautiful. Feel the difference between the right and left side of your bodies after doing that. And then sinking back into child's and walk your hands around the opposite way. So the back hand down near your hip, the overhead hand wherever it can reach. Looking over your shoulder or down to the earth and really pressing both heels or hips down evenly. So you get that lovely opening through the extended side, the waist, the ribs, the armpit. Breathe into your belly. Breathe in again. Do a little sighing breath out. And then walk the hands back around into cat-cow. Tucking under. And extending. Doesn't that feel nice? Yep. And then let's come down onto our mats. Augie and I are doing. Yep. We're doing it together, aren't we? We're both in Sphinx now. He's got the same position. Oh, whoops, sorry. So we're in Sphinx position. Our elbows are underneath our shoulders, and you can feel the sides of your arms up against your chest, so they're not splayed out to the side. Beautiful. And then extend through your toes. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, fold down. Really tuck your chin into your chest, just like we did with cat-cow. Breathe in. It's like we're doing cat-cow. but just letting our bodies rest on the mat. If this is too high for your back, then you could have the gentle blanket underneath your belly, or you could have your elbows a little bit further forward to take out some of the fold. And then look over the shoulder. Breathe in back to center. Look over your other shoulder. Just tuning into where your back is today. Then I'm going to give you some options here. So roll down. Take the hands out to the side, up on your fingertips. So this is kind of a flowing cobra, looking side to side in this position. You could turn it into a locust, a strengthener. Arms extended, legs lifting. Arms could be behind like a superwoman. You could just lay in Makarasana, and maybe that's enough for your back. So we're going to explore this back bending position, but before we come into that, I'm going to have you bring your hands under your shoulders, come out of it for a moment, and up into downward dog. So press heels down, let your hips flow side to side, press your heart towards the earth. Take 3 breaths there, and then we're going to come back down onto the mat for a flowing sahaja of some sort of cobra-like movement. So down on the mat. What would feel good here? So our main foundation is simply lying on our belly. So it's a bit of a back bend. Maybe you'd like to rise high into an up dog. Maybe a real cobra. Arms by your sides, arm extended. Wherever you are, just being in this position, you're starting to get that gentle back bend and opening. And if you're lifting it all off the mat with your chest, then you're strengthening into those long postural muscles. I'm just playing around with movement, so if you're kind of not sure what to do, you can look towards me. But really the point is to feel into your own body and start to discover what works for you, what feels good for you today. I know Augie here is never asking me what to do. He just finds these crazy shapes to sit in, to stretch in, just moving so intuitively. Open and curious to what your own body can do in this shape. And then taking a deep breath in, we'll pause there. Lovely. And then bringing your hands under your shoulders, and we'll come back into downward dog. Press heels down, stretch into those calves, hamstrings, these long muscles of the back like the lats. Give your head a little shake and relax the head. If dog isn't right for you today, then you could be in cat instead. Lovely. And then walk your feet towards your hands. And we're going to come back to standing for our balance position. So breathe in, lengthen the spine. Open out with your out breath. And maybe a little ragdoll twist, Jamie's saying. Feel good before we come into balance. So we're going to bring our weight onto our left foot. Spread the toes. Firm this glute. Take the weight off your leg. Beautiful. And then turn it out to the side. And I'm going to suggest today that you don't touch your leg at all. See if you can just let it be hanging out there in space. If that doesn't feel right, if that's too stressful, then do go ahead and place it on the leg or place your big toe on the ground. The main thing is that we've got all our weight in one leg as much as possible, and you're squeezing that glute you're standing on and lengthening the spine. And then breathe in and take your arms high. And breathe out. Open them wide. If you can, touching your hands together behind, interlacing your fingers. Breathe in and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift your chest. Breathe out, relax your shoulders, release the arms. Breathe in, take the arms overhead again. And breathe out, bring them to the heart. Breathe in, extend them wide. And just like we did in EBR1 now, we're going to pretend like we're extending over to the left, maybe even just a little bit. Breathe in back to center, extending over to the right, back to center, and then lift to the sky. And if you can, coming up onto your toes on that standing leg, even just a little bit of a weight towards your ball of your foot, and then down, and arms come down, leg comes down, well down, just a little bit of challenge there. Some variations in our tree. And then a standing twist once again. And we'll come over onto the right leg now. Spread the toes, you know where we're going. Soft knee, strong glute. Lift this leg, take it to the side, not touching if possible, touching if you need to for a bit of compassion, even on the earth. Beautiful. And then breathe in. Take the arms high. Stretch up, stretch up. Breathe out. Bring them back down. If you can, interlacing the fingers behind. Touching the palms if you can. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Lift the sternum as you breathe in. As you breathe out, release. Breathe in, take the arms overhead. And breathe out down the front of your body. Extend them wide, breathing in. And then we come into our little mini side bends if possible, like we did in Energy Block Release 1. Breathe in. And out. That's where I lose it on this side. Breathe in, well done. And pause a second, take the arms high. Here's our final challenge. If you can, breathe in, come up onto your toes. And breathe out. Release all that. Beautiful. Give the legs a shake. And then give a real swing to that right leg. Can you feel how as you release into that leg, it comes right up into the lower back and even into the middle back? Beautiful. And then other side. Nice big swing. Still a little bit of balance happening for us here because we're on one leg, but feel how you release into that hip and it releases up into the low back and middle back. Beautiful. And let's come back down onto our mats. This time we'll be on our backs. So bring the feet in close to the body. And we're just going to do a little flow with bridge and opening the iliopsoas. So breathing in, press your heels down into the mat and lift your hips. You don't have to go that high. Go as high as you like. We'll go a little bit higher each time. Breathe out. Bring the hips back down. Breathe in. Bring your left knee into your chest. Breathe out. Straighten your right leg. Breathe in. Straighten the left leg if possible, just as much as you can. Doesn't have to be fully straight. Just getting into that hamstring a little bit. And breathe out, bringing it back down. Breathe in, bring both knees to the chest. And breathe out, we come back to the start. Ready for bridge. Breathe in, lift the hips as far as is comfortable. Knees stay hip width apart. Squeeze the glutes. Breathe out, flowing down. Breathe in, bring the right knee to the chest. And breathe out, lengthen through the left leg. It can stay as bent as you need to for the back to be comfortable. Breathe in, straighten the right leg, hamstring lifting towards the sky. Maybe give it a rub. Breathe out, bring it back to the chest. Bring in both knees with your in-breath. Out breath back to feet on the mat. Back to bridge with your in-breath. Out breath, flow down. In breath, left knee. Maybe touch the nose to the knee now. Out breath, right leg lengthens. Stretch through that heel. In breath, left leg straightens, stretch up, give it a rub. Out breath, back down to the chest. In breath, both knees in. Maybe it feels good to touch the nose to the knees. Out breath, feet back on the mat. In breath to bridge. Out breath, flow down. In breath, right knee. So this is sometimes you hear me say, imagine this is just a breathing exercise. This is what we're doing. Straighten that left leg with your out breath. In breath, lengthen the leg. Out breath, knee to chest, nose to knee. In breath, both knees in. And then on this next round, we're going to pause for 3 breaths in each movement. So beginning with bridge, breathe in and lengthen up. Take those hips high and pause here for 3 breaths. If it's not comfortable for you to just pause, then rise up and down with 3 breaths. Squeeze those glutes, press into the heels, feel the strength in the legs, this openness. This is a gentle back bend. Last breath. Let them be long and into the belly. And then breathe out, fold down. Take the left knee in, breathing in. Breathing out, straighten the right leg as much as is comfortable for you. And we're going to pause here for 3 breaths, letting that iliopsoas open. It's such an important muscle for our lower back. Just breathing here. Giving it time to lengthen. This one gets so pinched up with all the sitting we do. Beautiful. Now your next in-breath, take the left leg towards the sky, a hamstring stretch. If that's too strong with the right leg straight, then bend it. 3 breaths here. You may want to massage. You may want to flex the foot. You may want to gently draw it towards your head, and I mean really gently. We're letting the muscle know with each breath that it's okay to relax, lengthen, soften. We want to do as much as we can to make that feel safe for the body so it naturally lets go. I'm not trying to fight our body. Beautiful. And then release that leg. Bring both knees into the chest. Roll them around. And then we just have the other side to do. So both feet back down. We have our 3 breaths at bridge again. Breathe in. You may like to really draw the shoulder blades under. Extend your fingertips towards your toes. Find that space for your neck. This is a back bend position, but it's also a strengthener for the legs. And you can feel how it's opening up the neck. And you choose how high you rise, but make sure those knees are still hip width apart. They're not flopping in or out. And then roll down. Bring the right knee in, breathing in. Left leg extends, breathing out. And pausing here for 3 breaths. Always there's the opportunity for finding a spot to massage. So just like when you go and get a massage, just finding a part of your body that feels tight and you can massage into, again, it just lets the nervous system know we're in a good spot here. We're in a nurturing spot, so it's okay to release. And then straightening that right leg. My hamstrings are set at default of short, so I'm always massaging into them when I come into a hamstring stretch, always reminding them this is okay, especially because I pulled mine about 10 years ago. It takes a while for your hamstrings to trust again, but they're so important to us, aren't they, every day while walking and sitting, so I want to look after them. And with your next out breath, release that leg. Bring both legs into the chest. Beautiful. And then I'm going to offer take both legs into the sky. Rub here around your legs. And this is going to be our place of kind of a bit of exploration right now. So put a little song on. And from this place of lying on your back, just have a sense of what would feel nice to do. Kind of a little dance with your legs. It could be a inner thigh opener. You have legs bent, one and then the other. You could come into a happy baby. You could just work with one hamstring. You could work with core, with a little scissor movement, making your core work. What would feel good for you? Torso is relaxed. And there's all these options for what you could explore with your legs. Opening into these inner thigh muscles that can be quite tight. Into hips, so many opportunities here. Cross the legs and squeeze them in. And then we'll pause from this exploration there and bring the knees down into your chest. And I don't want to ever forget, everybody tells me it's their favorite, our lying twist. So turning to the side, remember we're in an L shape. So the knees are just up in line with the hips. Extend through the arms. And remember we have this book opening that we can do, or we have this clock face we can explore. So I'll talk you through both, but if there's one you prefer, feel free to do it. So if you're opening your book, breathe in, open wide. Pause here with your out breath. Breathe in, extend through both fingertips. Breathe out, pause. Breathe in, lift up to the sky. And breathe out, back to the start. Now we'll do the clock. Breathe in, circle your hands overhead, feel the floor all the way around until you get to straight line with the arms. Pause there. And let's go back in the same direction. So breathe in up to above the head and breathe out back to the start. Now let's explore that a little bit more, one more time. So take the arm overhead, breathing in, And then pause when you start to feel somewhere around your diagonal a nice stretch through the pec. And then breathe in and lengthen through the fingertips as if you're trying to grab something that's just out of reach. Take the other hand and just place it on top of the knee. So it sort of stabilizes the legs so they're not going anywhere. Breathe in and extend and hold. Breathe out. Now turn the palm down and let that hand float down the bottom of the circle, over your hip, and back to the start. Lovely. And then let's change sides. So I'm going to flip around so I'm facing you, but you might just want to roll over. And you can see I've got the support of the block under my head. You might have something else or nothing at all. And so we start with our book. And remember, if you have something you'd rather do and go rogue, feel free. Breathe in and open. Breathe out, pause. Breathe in and extend fingertips to fingertips. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Breathe out, pause. Breathe and lift the arms to the sky, arm, and then fold back to the start. Let's do that one more time, then we'll do our circle. Breathe and open. Breathe out, pause. Breathe and lengthen through the arms. And pause. Breathe and lift to the sky. And fold. Now we'll do our clock. Let's pat Augie. Breathe in, take the fingertips over, trail the floor the whole way till you're extended. Breathe out, pause there. Come back the way you came, breathing in just halfway to above the crown. Breathe out back to the start. And then let's explore that. Find some place on the diagonal. So we're taking the arm overhead. When you get onto the diagonal somewhere in there, then start to explore that angle until you get sort of a juicy stretch through the armpit, through the pec. Take the other hand to just firm through the legs so that they're not flopping around. And then lengthen through the fingertips as if you're trying to grab something back there in the corner of the room that you just can't quite get. It's just out of reach. Breath is in the belly. And then with your out breath, start to come back around, down towards your bottom. Turn the palm down, trace that hand around and back to the start. Beautiful. And then rolling over onto your back. Lovely. And we'll finish with knees up into the chest and either rolling side to side or along your spine. To me, this feels lovely. It's like a massage. For somebody else, it could feel not nice at all. So if that's not right for you, then just kind of do a little massage by moving the knees around or rolling side to side. Beautiful. And then finish with knees into the chest. And feet come down onto the mat. Flatten your low back really strongly here. And then release. Flatten the low back strongly. And release. One more. Flatten, hold it there as you extend one leg. Long, press through the heel, hover it off the mat. Take it out a little bit to the side and then let it flop down. Flatten your low back, press the abdominals into the mat. Start to extend the other leg down. Press through the heel, take it out to the side and flop it down. Then press into both heels, squeeze your glutes. Lift your lower body off the mat as much as you can. So you're sort of tucking your glutes under and then let your body flop back down onto the mat. And you should feel longing extended and relaxed through the low back. If you're not, feel free to bend your knees as much as you need to and flop around through the back so that you are comfortable in our resting position. And it may mean flopping your knees in on each other. And in the same way, let's set our arms. So I'd invite you to stretch your right arm down towards your right foot, stretch through, palm is open, turned up, and then breathe out and flop it to the ground. Left arm, palm up, stretching towards the foot, flop it down. Then press into both shoulders and elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the chest, breathe in, and flop down. And then tuck the chin in, look towards your legs, and release. Press into the back of the head, breathe in, and release. Make the hands into fists, breathe in, and release. Stretch your fingers wide like starfish, breathe in, and release. Squeeze your eyeballs tightly, eyelids tight, tight, tight into your eyeballs, and release. Move your eyebrows around like caterpillars. Breathe in and release. Stretch your lips, your mouth wide as you can get it. Breathing in. And release. And let the head flop side to side. And come to rest. And the toes turn in and out. Just a little flop with the legs. And rest. The whole body now come into stillness. Sorry. If you're wondering, I'm just putting a little block under my head because I think it works better with the mic so you can hear me. And so feel the breath in your belly. And with each out breath, feeling how the body is soaking in and savoring this opportunity to stop, to integrate, to realign, a higher level of peace, well-being, especially the back. So much of what we've done today has been to move and stretch and feel the back, to strengthen and soften and release key muscles that support the back or that pull on the back when they're tight. We've had the opportunity to sort of counter or reverse patterns of movement that may not be serving us so well right now, things we do so repetitively in our modern world, namely sitting a lot in chairs, cars, doing activities that sort of close the heart down. And so breathing and knowing that you're breathing and conscious of this nurturing practice you've done today, and you're absorbing the benefits of that, taking in the good, feel it landing in every cell in your body. This is an important practice because we can become so caught up in what's not working. We have an inbuilt negativity bias that's kept us alive for thousands of years, but it doesn't keep us so happy, settled, content. So let yourself just absorb the joy and gratitude that you've been on your mat this morning doing something good for your body. And your body's thanking you. And then I invite you to extend that practice of taking in the good into some other aspect of your life. What else is good right now? What's working in your life? What pleasant things have happened this week? What relationships are nurturing right now, or activities that you're doing? Just choose one and really let yourself relive or experience whatever this aspect of your life is. And imagine yourself really absorbing the goodness of this. This is good. This works for me. This is nice in my life. And I'm so grateful. And I take the opportunity to savor this. And then finally, if you haven't done this already, choose one person in your life. One person in your life with whom you've had some pleasant, some positive interaction this week. And it could be a simple one. Maybe it's the person who makes your coffee. Maybe it's someone really important to you. Maybe it's just a casual interaction you had that brought a smile to your lips or made you feel good. Again, remember what this is. Feel it. Re-experience it. And then feel yourself soaking in the goodness of it, this connectedness. And then take a deep breath in and out. Feeling your body here on the mat. And whatever goodness you felt from those practices of taking in the good, I'm going to invite you now to share them with the whole of your body consciously. So starting with your heart and having a sense that this taking in the good has warmed your heart, activated your heart, filled your heart. Whatever that might feel like for you, maybe there's a golden glow there. And then with your out breath, sharing that sense of goodness with the whole of your chest, across your shoulders, maybe softening any tension that's habitually held in the shoulders. The goodness that you take in your life, spreading like a wave down your arms, to your hands and fingers, and pooling in the palms of your hands, a little storehouse of goodness. And you can share that this today, pay it forward with the palms of your hands, bringing care and nurture to all that you do. Taking in the good in your life and feeling that spread from your heart up through your neck and throat into your head, around your brain, reattuning your brain, opening up the neural pathways that help you see all that's right in your world. Feel at peace with who you are and where you are right now. Taking in the good, feeling it in your heart, and then sharing it down with the organs all through your torso, into your belly. All is well. There are good things in life. And feel that spreading down through your legs, your feet, your toes. So as you walk this earth today, there is a sense of being attuned and aligned to beauty, to love, to grace, to generosity, to connectedness. Breathing in and feeling your heart attuned to the good, and breathing out and feeling the whole of your body alive, awake, attuned. And then I invite you to bend your legs, bring them back up into your chest as we begin to move from the mat into your day. A little stretch, maybe bring the nose up. Maybe taking the arms overhead now, a big stretch and a yawn. Rolling over to one side. Pause there for a breath. And then taking yourself up to sitting. Finishing where we began, the long, tall spine. Feeling each in-breath lift you. And we'll finish again with Tara Brach's quote, hands to the heart, clearly recognizing what is happening inside us and regarding what we see with an open, kind, and loving heart is what I call radical acceptance. So I invite you perhaps today to go about your day radically accepting everything that is with an open, kind, and loving heart and see what that offers. And then we'll seal our practice with 3 Oms. Breathing into the belly. Om. My open, kind, loving heart sees and acknowledges your open, kind, loving heart. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, my husband and my dog, for joining me today, my mum in Vegas, and all my lovely friends here online.